Hello. You probably recognize me from the Old English Nicene Creed video. My name is Alexandra. I am the editor for the Everyday Faith app from the Church of England. And before this, I was a PhD student at the Department of Anglo-Saxon, Norse and Celtic at Cambridge, hence the Old English. One of the most common ones that you have asked has been, why is there the filioque in the creed? In other words, why does it say the Spirit proceeds from the Father and from the Son? This phrase was added to the Nicene Creed in the 5th and 6th centuries by Latin-speaking churches, and Alfred was translating the Nicene Creed from Latin, so it's not surprising to find that he included the phrase as well. Why was Alfred translating from Latin if the original creed was written in Greek? That's because in medieval England, very few people understood Greek until much later on, and Alfred wouldn't have known it. So he was translating from the creed that was available to him, which was Latin. Was Alfred allowed to translate the creed? Absolutely. He was not only allowed to translate it, he was encouraged. When Alfred was working, the church was undergoing a period of revival, which had translation at its core. So church leaders believed that people would live better as Christians if they could actually understand the services. And Alfred and other writers at the time and before him were translating parts of the Bible, parts of services, and important Christian prayers into the native language. So many of you wondered how similar Old English sounds to German, to Dutch, and to Scandinavian languages, and it was truly wonderful to hear that so many of you could understand the Old English Creed. The reason they sound similar is because they are closely related. They're all part of a group that linguists call Germanic languages. So they don't come from one another, but they have an ancestor in common, which no longer exists, but which gave them these interesting features. A few of you wondered why I don't call this language Anglo-Saxon if it is the language that Anglo-Saxons spoke. The reason I don't is because there is no difference between Anglo-Saxon and Old English. They both describe the same language, which was spoken in England up until about 1100. I prefer Old English because it shows the continuity between the language of Alfred and the English we speak today. A few of you asked how we know how Old English was pronounced. And that's an interesting question, but the answer is a bit long. So if you head over to my page, you can see a longer video where I explain this. Thank you.